You've seen this page hundreds, maybe thousands of times, right? It's so familiar you probably just click through it without even a second thought. But today, we're going to stop. We're going to really look at this page and treat it like the incredibly important piece of architecture it actually is. So let's explore a simple, but I think pretty powerful idea. What if this login screen is the single most important door you use every single day? All right, so first up, let's re-examine this page. Let's stop seeing it as just a boring login form and start seeing it for what it truly is, the internet's front door. This is the main entrance to your digital life. Okay, so if this is a door, what's the key? Well, that brings us right to our second point, understanding your digital master key, which is, of course, your Google account. And this is where you kind of have to shift your perspective a little. We tend to think of it as, just an email address and a password that we're always trying to remember. But it is so much more than that. It's a key. So what is a Google account officially? Well, it's a single username and password that gives you access to a whole universe of connected products. Think about that for a second. It is one single key for a massive, massive digital world. And I mean, just think about the sheer scope of it. This one key unlocks so many different doors. We're talking about your private emails in Gmail, your crucial files sitting in Drive, your entire viewing history on YouTube, your personal memories and photos, your whole schedule and calendar. I mean, the list just goes on and on. All of your digital stuff, protected by this one single entry point. So if this one key is that powerful, then securing the entrance becomes absolutely critical, right? Let's look at how we protect this master key, using the clues that are hiding in plain sight right there on the login page itself. Google gives us a very explicit warning right there below the sign-in box. It says, not your computer, use a private browsing window to sign in. Now, this isn't just some friendly suggestion. It's a critical piece of security advice. So why is this such a big deal? Let's break it down with a simple analogy. Using your own computer is like being in your own home. It's a trusted, private space. But using a computer at a library or a hotel or a friend's house, that's like being in a public hotel lobby. You wouldn't leave your house keys just lying around in a hotel lobby, would you? The exact same logic applies here. So if you're going to be a guest on someone else's digital property, here's how you do it safely. First, always open a private or guest mode window. Second, sign in and do what you need to do. And then, and this is the most crucial step of all, when you're finished, close all the browser windows, not just the one tab, all of them. That's how you make sure you're really and truly logged out. But okay, what happens if, despite your best efforts, you lose your key? We've all been there. Well, that's where that little forgot email link comes in. You can think of it as your digital locksmith. It's the official process to prove your identity and get back into your account. It's your safety net. Now, let's talk about something most of us, let's be honest, completely ignore: the fine print. At the very bottom of the page are the rules of the house, the terms you agree to just by using the door. You can basically think of this as your digital lease agreement. It's broken down into two key documents: privacy, which explains how Google uses your data, and terms, which outlines the rules you have to follow. These are the binding agreements for your entire life inside their ecosystem. And here's the crucial point that I think a lot of people miss. You don't have to physically sign anything. By the simple act of clicking sign in or create account, you are digitally signing this agreement and agreeing to abide by all of those rules. So all of this brings us to our final thought, and it's a big one. Who else has a key? This is where we have to reflect on the fact that ultimately your digital life is your responsibility. So the big takeaway is this. This simple, clean, totally unassuming login page is the primary gateway to your digital identity. It's the one door that protects your communications, your memories, your work, and your secrets. And that leaves us with one final, and I think pretty provocative question. You hold the master key to your digital life. But as you've used it across the web to sign into countless other apps and services, who else have you given copies to?